Welcome back to Barbecue with Greg. Let's put that meat on the grill. Let's get started. Well, hello there, barbecue friends. Today, we're cooking under the new pavilion here. And we got lots of room to work with in here. Today, we're going to be firing up the Masterbuilt Gravity Series here. I got a full slab of beef short ribs we're going to be cooking up on here. So what I'm going to do toward the beginning of the cook, I'm going to put in some smoke wood mixed with a little bit of charcoal. Then we're going to fill the rest of the hopper up here with charcoal. So we'll get that all set up, get that lit, then we'll get our meat ready. Now I'm going to use a couple whiskey barrel chunks here toward the beginning. Just a little bit of charcoal there, a couple wood chunks. Now this is a hardwood lump charcoal that I got from Costco. I've actually been liking this. Okay, we're gonna log into our Masterbuilt app here. We're gonna set the temperature. We're gonna go 225 on this one. Confirm that. Okay, so let's close our hopper. All right, while this is warming up, let's get our meat ready. All right, here I got a full slab of beef short ribs from my local butcher. Now we're going to be seasoning this. We're going to use a W sauce as a binder. I got these two spices here from the Paradise Pepper Company. One's a money rub and one's a cherry bomb. Then we're also going to be adding some black pepper because that bark on the outside of the beef is so nice. I did this combination in my last brisket cook and the flavors were spot on. So let's open this up. And get all my spices ready here. There you can see just how nice and big that slab of ribs are. Okay, we're gonna start off bone side up here. We're gonna slather on some of that W sauce. Then we're gonna give a sprinkle combination of rubs here. Gonna start off with a money rub. Then that cherry bomb. Then we'll add some of that black pepper. All right, now we'll do the same thing to the upper side of this. Now I won't be trimming any fat or anything on this. I'm just keeping it as is. You can see it's already pretty thin. We're going to start off with our binder, our W sauce. Okay, again, we're going to start off with that money rub. Some of our cherry bomb. And of course, we're going to top it off with some of that black pepper. All right, here we have it. This is ready for the grill. Well, while we are seasoning our meat, our grill has reached temperature. What I'm going to do, Gonna give the grill a quick brush with our stainless steel bristles here. Our previous cook on here with some jalapeno poppers. All that bacon just seasoned that grill really nicely for today's cook. All right, we're gonna put this on the grill, bone side down. Right in the center like that. Okay, just to help monitor things here, I'm gonna put a meter probe inside the meat. Somewhere right in the middle there. Okay, so on our meter probe app, we're gonna set up our cook. Okay, it recommends an interior temperature of 203. So we're gonna start this cook. So in my previous video, I did the beef sliced short ribs. This video, I wanna do the whole slab of beef short ribs, just so you can see the difference between the two and how they're cooked. We set the grill up here to 225 degrees. I put an interior temperature for the meat set point at 203. I'll bring it back when we do the next step. All right, these beef ribs have now been on over 4 hours now. Let's open it up. I'll show you a closer look. All right, we got a little bit of bone pull starting to happen here. I know our fat's starting to render down here. Everything's looking good. I think we're on track to get a really nice crust going on here. All right, let's close the lid. All right, everything's looking good. Again, that fat's starting to render out, 166 degrees. What I'm thinking is, the ambient temperature in the barbecue is very close to what the set point of our interior temperature of our meat is. I'm trying to decide whether to wrap this or just leave it unwrapped for the rest of the cook. So at this point, I think because we're getting that nice gentle heat blowing in, I'm just going to leave it unwrapped till we reach our target temperature. So when our target temperature is reached, I'll bring it back and I'll show you what I'm going to do then. All right, these beef ribs have now been on for 10 hours. We got an interior temperature of 195 degrees. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, we're gonna take these off, gonna wrap them up. Okay, because it's so late at night, we're gonna give these a nice long rest. I'll show you what I'm doing. All right, I'm gonna put a couple sheets of large tin foil here. I just don't want those bones poking through. All right, go like that. Our bark on there is just looking beautiful. Like I say, I don't want those bones poking through, so I'm just careful here with the tin foil. Okay, now I got this towel. Wrap that like that. Okay, we're gonna set this whole thing inside the cooler. Like I say, I'll give this a nice long rest and I'll bring you back, show you what we got. All right, just to recap, it's the next morning. Last night, we pulled the meat off around 10 p.m. Now, I didn't just go by temperature when I decided to pull that meat off. I did probe it ahead of time and I found it was getting pretty tender. So I thought, okay, we'll just give it a nice long rest. Now today, I fired up the Masterbuilt again, set it for a temperature of 250. My plan is to take that right out of the cooler. We'll put it right in there. We'll heat it up for maybe an hour or so just to warm it up. Then we'll cut into it. I know it's an expensive cut of meat and you have to have a lot of time dedicated to this. And each time you cook something like this, you're trying to outdo the last time you cooked it to make it taste even better. So in this video, I did things a little different than what I did in the past. I really like the flavor profile, the spices I used on the outside. Like I said earlier, it worked well on my previous brisket cook, and I'm looking forward to that flavor profile here on the ribs. Now, as far as the temperature I'm using and the length of time, it's the lowest temperature I've ever done with the longest time I've ever done on beef ribs. So we'll see how that works out. And of course, this 12-hour rest on the beef short ribs. We'll see how all the factors come into play, what the end result is. So here we are, day 2. Let's show you what I'm doing. Okay, the grill has now reached a temperature of 250 degrees. Let's take our short ribs here out of the cooler, see what we got. Still a little warm. Okay, we're gonna put this in the grill here. Like I say, I'll let these go for an hour. We'll come back, I'll show you what we got. All right, these beef ribs have now been on the grill for 1 hour at 250 just to warm things up. Let's take it off the grill. All right, let's unwrap it here, see what we got. All right, I can see a lot of this meat kind of stayed on the end of the bones as it shrunk, so I didn't get all those bones poking out like they normally do. But I do have a nice crust on here. Let's cut it open, see what we got here. We'll go right down the center. You can see some juices already here. Look at that. You can see inside how that fat has now gone translucent. Looks like she's rendered down nicely. Got a little bit of pooling here on the top. That's looking really good as well. A lot of smoke contact there at the top. Okay, the true test, the taste test here. One whole rib here. Look at that, what a beauty. Nice crust. Let's see how we did. Yeah, really like the flavor profile on here. That I think I got just perfect between the W sauce and the spices. The downside, it's a little on the dry side. Could have been because I didn't wrap it. Next time when I reach around 175, I think I'm going to wrap these. But it could have been the long rest as well. There's a few factors going into it. But I'm telling you, the flavor's spot on these. You can see it's super tender as well. I really like the flavoring. Nothing wrong with that at all. Just look at that. Just pulls off the bone. Wow, is that good. Even the seasoning under those bones that we put on the membrane. Just fantastic. Well, if you're going to cook beef short ribs on your barbecue, I hope this video helps. If you enjoyed this video, I appreciate you smash that like button. And of course, if you want to see more cooks like this, click that subscribe. And we'll see you next time on Barbecue with Greg.
Thanks for watching Barbecue with Greg, one of those barbecue cooking shows people watch on YouTube sometimes.